are officially cleared out of the Bahamas. A little bit different this year. You actually have to go to a port of entry to go and fill up some papers to actually clear out, which last year we just would sail away from the Bahamas. So a little bit of an extra step, but it's quite convenient. There's a customs and immigration office in Great Harbour during the weekdays, and if it's during the weekend, you just have to go to the marina in Great Harbour and they'll call someone and clear you out. Or clear you in if you're coming in this way. So let's go get groceries now.
Last grocery in the Bahamas. Well, now that we're signed out of Bahamas or cleared out, it kind of feels a little awkward, a little sad to be leaving. It feels a little more real now that we're actually checked out. We got a little bit more to do here on the mainland, and then it might be one of the last times we come here, or at least come to the mainland this year. So it's starting to certainly feel a little real.
It is cooking day on SV Wildly Intrepid. Tonight we're going to be heading back to the US with a stop by West End. And I know I've got a little bit of trouble handling waves this year, so I'm cooking a bunch of food. I'm making chili, I made some hummus, I'm making some sourdough bread, also gonna make some brownies, and I might do some potato salad as well. I'm just prepping everything because it makes my life so much easier. Then I only have to go below deck and heat up food, which is 10 times easier than trying to cook and feeling nauseous. Not the greatest. So it's kind of a fun day. It's just me by myself in the boat doing all of that. And Corey's gone fishing with Dave from Indigo Lady. So I've got the whole boat to myself, which is good. So I've got some ground beef, some hot peppers from my brother, onions and garlic. That's gonna be delicious. And yesterday I rehydrated a bunch of beans. So I keep all my beans dried and then I just rehydrate them in the pressure cooker. Goes pretty fast. Bit of tomato paste, huge can of diced tomatoes, and some corn. And I mean a bunch of different spices. Good morning.
Oh.
Come on, it's 2 o'clock. It's beautiful.
Comes too fast. Only 3 hours of sleep.
Well, Corey's trying to get some sleep. It's too slow for him, so I'm driving the boat, or Jittery Jack actually is handling it right now. It's so calm, it's crazy. It's like maybe 5 knots, 5-7 knots of wind. So we are doing about 3-ish knots of speed. And I think we might have a little bit of current against us. But it's super calm, which is really nice for my stomach.
How's the night going so far?
I'm tired. It's 5:30 in the morning. We're in the Providence Channel though, so that's good.
Well, go to bed. Good morning. It was quite a nice sail, at least from a sleeping perspective last night. But the waves have kicked up a little bit, but nothing too uncomfortable. The only problem is we're sailing with them hitting us kind of right on the back quarter, and because of our point of sail, it's almost directly downwind from that position. So every time a wave hits you, the sail loses the wind and then comes back. So we decided to set it up more on a beam so that the sail still stays full, and then we'll just do a jibe and cut back the direction we need to go. So we're heading a little more north instead of our northwest that we were hoping to go. It'll take a little longer, but it'll be a little more comfortable, and we don't have to listen to the sails smacking around the whole time. But it should be a nice day. The seas have really calmed down since the weather that we just had. Maybe we'll even catch some fish. Well, we've been sailing along this morning pretty good, but we got a bit of an issue. We need to go pretty much dead downwind, and so what's happening is our main sail is kind of shading our head sail and it's flopping around. So I keep going off the quarter, as I told you guys earlier, but it's like we're tacking up downwind, and it's just we're gonna do way more miles than we need to. And so I think we're gonna take down the main, so the head sail is our main sail, and we'll use the pole to kind of put it out and make sure to prevent it well so that it doesn't come back and try to jibe on us, because we really need to go dead downwind and have the waves at our stern. It's the only way we're gonna get there at a reasonable amount of time. So time to do that. Alex made a great suggestion and decided we should try wing on wing, so let's give that a try. We got a preventer on the main, so pull that nice and tight. There we go. Perfect. Now we'll just jibe the head sail. Here's the problem with sailing downwind in swell. It just goes from one side to the other. No matter what you do, you can't really... Alright, I guess we'll take down the main and just do the head sail with the pole, because even if we put the pole out, the wind is just swapping from side to side. I mean, we could try putting the pole out, but Alex is trying to rig up the pole. Alright, I'll let out some slack. Got it? I like downwind sailing, but not when there's waves. This is just crazy. The sails just fill and let loose, and it's just annoying. Doesn't matter, even though it's secured with a pole, it still does it. Well, we set up the wing on wing, and then the wind died. I mean, we are going downwind, whereas before we were quartering the wind a little bit, but we are going 2 knots now. So got it all set up to just take it down and put up the spinnaker, because I mean, even at 2 knots we'll get there tomorrow. The wind is supposed to be, I think, 12 to 19 knots today. Got the spinnaker up. There's barely enough wind to even keep that up. We're still going only 2 knots.
I've got some sourdough bread. Dave and Lisa from Indigo Lady gave us some sourdough starter, and I was really excited, but it didn't rise that much, so it's pretty thick. But if you toast it and put lots of butter on it, it's actually really good in the morning. And so far I'm feeling great. Tired.
Come on, Mr. Sail. Stay inflated. Sleepyhead Alex. You know you're sleeping the wrong way in bed, right?
It's comfortable this way. And I fit. It's actually really comfy this way. Because the boat wobbles like this. So then I'd be rolling like that. Not good.
Sleep well. But have so much seaweed that I'm actually scared the line is gonna snap. And so much drag, like it's hard to pull. It's more force than any fish I've pulled in, including a mahi. There's the first clump, and wow. Okay, I don't know if there's any point to fish anymore. This is just nuts.
So this is cooking in an angle. You really want to have a gimbaled stove. But I can be down below without feeling sick today. It's exciting. How's lunch?
Wonderful. I mean, really nice if I could eat it with the autopilot working, but I can't because it keeps screaming at me without even trying to steer. You know, normally if it doesn't react to the turn fast enough, and it doesn't get on course, it'll start beeping at you. But it's not even changing course before it's beeping at us now, so I don't know what's going on. But these are delicious. Homemade sourdough bread, lots of syrup. Well, the wind's starting to pick up, and I'm getting a lot of weather helm with the spinnaker. The spinnaker is not really meant, or the ginnaker is not really meant to be going on angles upwind, and I'm kind of doing it right now. It's working, but every once in a while I get a good gust and the spinnaker dips in the water, and it's just getting harder and harder to steer. And the last gust that hit me, I couldn't even steer against it. The wheel was not all the way over, but hard enough over that I wasn't really gaining anything, and then it turned me up into the wind, and then of course the spinnaker goes all crazy. So I think we're gonna take it down. Reading the same book as last year, trying to just go through chapters to catch up to where I was, because I totally forgot most of the stuff that went on in the book. So maybe I'll actually finish it this time.
We're almost across the Northwest Providence Channel, and the waves have kicked up quite a bit. Now the boat is just doing this. Not the funnest, so I'm waiting to make supper. At least everything is pretty much ready. It's just reheating everything, so that'll be good. But my stomach is handling everything pretty good, which is really exciting. Baby's only been kicking me, but everything's been staying in, been eating a lot. So that's good, makes me happy.
What you cooking, good looking?
I'm making some chili. Yesterday I spent all day prepping some food, so now I already have my chili made. So I just gotta boil some rice. And I can do dishes. It's like it's calm downstairs right now. This is good.
How's the chili?
So good. I was getting so hungry, but I was waiting to get in the calm water so that I could actually cook it. And we've got a nice sunset and terrible landscape on our starboard. Freeport, which, gosh, last time we were here, actually the two last times we were here, were like huge waves and really not the funnest, so this is quite enjoyable. Pretty bad.
Certainly not the best day of sailing. We averaged 4.1 knots and it's been 22 hours of sailing. So we were hoping to get in here before dark, but it's now 12 o'clock at night and I got tired of painstakingly sailing the last 3 nautical miles and I decided to turn on the engine, since we kind of needed to turn on the engine to come into the cut anyway, because it's directly downwind and it's a reasonably tight cut, or it's directly upwind. Sorry, I'm pretty tired. But we're about to make the turn into the cut. We're gonna roll up the head sail and get some shut-eye.
How's the entering going?
Oh, pretty good. We got our tracks from last time, so it's not too nerve-wracking. But for some reason there's current in here. I don't know where the current's coming from, but we're only going 3.9 right now.
Is there a sailboat over there? There is a sailboat. We did it! 90 miles, 22 hours, but we're right next to West End. We're by Gin-sur-Mer, and say that's really quiet, calm anchorage. There's one other sailboat and maybe another one further down. So now I think it's brush my teeth and go to bed. I'm tired. Ugh.